Hello, guys. I am Manikanta, founder, faculty, and financial consultant at Global Phoenix, Hyderabad. And I have been into teaching ACCA students for the last 2 to 3 years. And I also teach various professional qualifications, international qualifications like CMA US, ACCA UK, Diploma in IFRS, CIMA UK, and other qualifications as well. So today we have one of the youngest ACCA qualified in India, Tashwita Gupta with us. Hi, Tashwita.
Hi, sir. How are you?
I'm doing great, ma. How are you?
I'm also good. It's a pleasure to be here with you and having this session.
Same here, ma. Same here. So, can you give a quick introduction about yourself?
Yeah, sure. So, I just recently qualified my ACCA in the month of April, just 2020. And I got my results for my last exam, that was Advanced Audit and Assurance. And I became one of the world's youngest ACCA affiliate because I qualified ACCA at the age of 18. And
18.
I started ACCA after my 10th. So that was the reason that I was able to complete it at the age of 18, because that's the usual question people put up, that how do you qualified at the age of 18?
Amazing. So, basically, you started your ACCA journey after your 10th, right?
Yeah, right.
Okay, at an age of 16. Amazing. So, how did you come
Yes.
to know about ACCA at an young age?
Actually, my father, he is a cost accountant and he's into the profession of teaching. He provides lectures for ACCA and also for other qualifications like Indian CA. And that was the reason I knew about it. So when I was in my 10th, I did my 10th from ICSE board, and we had this option to opt into economics in 9th standard. So
Okay.
I was aware about it in the 9th standard. So that was the reason I left science and I
Okay.
chose economics and mathematics. And then I came to know about ACCA this way and I started with it.
Amazing. And then, so you entered into ACCA through the FIA route, right?
Yeah, FIA route, that is Foundations in Accountancy. So what happens basically in FIA route is that we need to give 3 exams and they are the diploma exams basically. So they are the first 3 exams of ACCA itself, but they have a different name. But the
Yep.
syllabus, books and everything is same. So that was what I did.
Hmm.
I first gave the diploma exams and then I entered into ACCA automatically. There's an option to enter ACCA through FIA route.
FIA.
So I gave, so in all I gave 13 exams of ACCA, no exemptions and no extra exams like we have to give through CAT route. So I
Yeah.
didn't opt for that.
Okay. So in the FIA route, you basically give the first 3 papers of ACCA, right? Business
Yeah, right.
accountant in business, management accountant, and financial accounting. F1, F2, F3.
Exactly.
Okay. And then after you are done with your diploma, then what other papers have you chosen? Like, what is your
Uh,
sequence?
Yeah, so after I did my diploma in my 11th grade, I was in a conflict whether I should pursue ACCA further or I should start it after my 12th, because I had a lot of pressure from the peers that 12th standard is very important. You need to score really well in it. So what I did was I ignored ACCA for like 6 months of my 11th standard, and
Okay.
then I gave the F4 exam when I entered my 12th standard. And then suddenly something happened and I was like, I want to pursue ACCA wholeheartedly and I will also do my 12th standard side by side. I'll manage both the things. So I scored pretty well in my 12th standard. I scored 95% in CBSE board. So I, managed both things. So first I gave the F5 exam because I had around 20 days to cover the course of F5 due to some of my exams back at school.
Hmm.
I guess they were the semester exams. So I gave F5 first in 2018, and then in the December session,
Yeah.
I gave 2018 December, I gave F7 and F9 together.
Hmm.
So I liked a lot about the financial management for the derivatives. So that financial management was cool to me. So I decided to give AFM as my next exam. But I wasn't able to give exams in the March 2019 session because there were my boards,
Yeah.
12th standard boards. So the
Yeah.
time clashed. So I wasn't able to sit for that sitting. So what I did was I gave AFM and audit, that is F8, together. So I gave these two exams together
Yeah.
in the that was the June 2019.
Hmm.
And then I gave SBR and taxation F6 in the September session of 2019. And then I was left with SBL and AAA.
Yeah.
So I gave SBL in December session and AAA in the March session 2020, and I got the result and I qualified. That was my journey.
Amazing. 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 So it took you 2 years to complete an entire ACCA qualification, right?
Yeah, it took me 2 years because I did a lot of pauses.
Oh, okay. So usually
Your video
students
is
think,
buffering.
no, usually students think 2 years is very quick because I have seen students going through ACCA for almost all 3 to 4 years.
No, actually, I did it in 18 months, if you see, because the actual entry which I made in ACCA was in 2018, that was the June 2018.
Hmm.
So it was not 2 years, it was 18 months. It
18
was
months,
less than 2 years.
one and a half
So, yeah, so 18, yeah, exactly. So I gave exams consistently and hope I was passing them in the first attempt.
year. Good.
So it wasn't an issue for me in that matter. So, yeah.
Amazing. So, what is your strategy for your ACCA preparation?
Yeah, so my strategy, that's a good point because what I believe is that you should cover the syllabus as fast as possible. What I did was I did self-study, so I referred to some of the lectures of Open Tuition. They are very good conceptual clarity on that, on their website, and I did that. Plus, then I did a lot of practice. Practice is the key in ACCA because what we have in ACCA is there is a lot of concepts, but there is no direct question in the examination.
Yeah.
All is about application. So there are different case studies. They are fun. There are different case studies. Every case study is, new challenge. So
Yeah.
I liked the way of studying in ACCA because in India we have like much focus on cramming. I agree on that. There is very much focus on cramming in Indian studies. So it was like a fun to me when I was doing ACCA. It was like a relief from the Indian studies, to be honest.
Yeah. By
So
having lots of books
I
and then,
love doing. Yeah, in Indian studies, you have a lot of pressure to, there is everything is subjective. There is
yeah.
no objectivity in the examinations. So I was liking ACCA. That was the reason I shifted my focus from my Indian studies to ACCA. That was an international course. And my strategy for it was typically just focusing on practicing, reading the technical articles for each and every exam, and giving mocks before attempting the exam. So many exams were there which I actually, passed in a very short duration. Like
Hmm.
I had just 10 to 20 days for that exam to prepare for that exam. So it is not that it requires a lot of your time, it just requires your concept clarity. If your concepts are crystal clear and you have basic accounting, sense, so you can easily pass ACCA. Just you need a proper guidance or your, strategy should be very good for the concept clarity. So
Cool.
that is what matters in ACCA.
Right. And one of the most existential question that is there for almost all every student of ACCA, that is, which books should I
Yeah.
follow? Should I follow Kaplan or should I follow BPP? So, what is your answer for that?
Well, I what I did was I don't know what is the best practice, but my experience is that if you're using BPP for theoretical subjects like SPL, AAA, it's good because BPP has a lot of written material and their language is also very good.
Hmm.
So When you read a lot, you retain at least 70% of it. So if you
True.
read less, you will retain less, and then you will write less. But in the Kaplan book, what they have is they have awesome numericals. Like there was one numerical in the SPR Kaplan book, which was only fair value measurement. So the same concept came into my exam what I studied in the Kaplan. The test your understanding, it was there in the IFRS 13.
Yeah.
So I believe that Kaplan is good for the practical or the numerical exams. Number crunching is great in Kaplan book, and theory is great in BBB book. That's what my experience says.
Amazing. So, to summarize your examination preparation strategy, so I would say theoretical papers BPP, practical and numerical papers Kaplan, and then going
Yeah.
through your study text and exam kits, lots of practice, mock
Yes. Yes.
examination,
Totally.
technical articles, and past exam papers, right?
Yeah. Right. Totally.
Amazing. And what else? Are there any other general guidelines that you want to give, like during preparation? What points should the students keep in their mind?
During preparation, they should not just, what happens is that when you read a concept, sometimes you just take it like, okay, I understand it, let's leave it. But actually, you've not understood it. So if you leave anything which is not understandable and you think you'll come back to it and then do it, that doesn't happen anytime. You just cram that thing and you say, okay, I didn't get it, I'll do it later, or I'll ask the tutor later. That doesn't happen. So don't leave that thing. Keep on reading it as many times as you can. Get the clarity there and then. Because if you leave it, then that thing usually comes up in the exam. That's my experience. The
Definitely.
thing which
So,
you leave.
yeah, out of all the stuff that you have actually prepared with wholeheartedness, those
Yeah,
questions which we left will come in the examination, right?
exactly. So they are like, don't leave it. The strategy is don't leave anything.
Yeah, comprehensively get the entire coverage of the syllabus, right?
Yeah, entire coverage and each concept should be clear.
Each concept should be clear. Excellent. And what about the optional papers? Which optional papers did you choose? So basically, AFM and AAA, right?
Yeah, exactly. AFM and AAA. As I told AFM, I had some love for derivatives, so I
Okay.
chose AFM.
Hmm.
And AAA, I think, is like the most difficult exam of ACCA. It is with the least passed percentage, and
With
so
APM.
if the AAA also.
Yeah, AAA and APM are going parallelly regarding the pass percentage and toughness of the exam,
Yeah,
actually.
yeah, exactly.
Hmm.
So I had this thing that I want to take up this challenge of AAA, and I had this feeling for audit since I gave my F8 examination. I scored around 70% marks in the
Auditing.
smaller audit.
Amazing.
Yeah, audit and assurance. So I had this thing for audit, and I thought that there is a good market for audit if you see.
Yeah,
If you have not done audit, it seems something is missing in your professional qualification. That's my personal,
definitely,
belief.
definitely. Yeah,
So
definitely.
there's something missing if you've not done audit. It's a very practical subject, and I think it is the most difficult subject because once you're done with your concepts, you have to apply those concepts, and for that, if you don't have professional experience, it is a bigger challenge for you.
Exactly.
So so a lot of practice is needed for that, and I'm also teaching this subject because I had this thing for audit.
Amazing, amazing. So you have started your teaching career as well at an young age of 18.
Yeah, so exactly. I started it. I just made a YouTube video about my journey before, so I got a lot of inquiries. So I decided to come up with this idea of weekend classes, and right now I have around 20 students, so it's going good. And it's my ultimate goal is to be a lecturer, and
Amazing.
because I have this taste for teaching, and I think I can explain things very nicely. So,
Very good, very good. That's actually an amazing option that you have chosen. The world
yeah.
needs
Now I am
good tutors.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm also pursuing my training from a UK-based accounting firm in India.
Okay.
So I'm not compromising on my professional experience. I'll do two things side by side, but ultimately I'll shift to teaching in the coming future.
Amazing, amazing. So, what are your future plans apart from teaching? Do you have any other future goals? Because you are just 18 and there's a lot of journey
Yeah,
ahead for you.
yes, totally. I don't take ACCA at the as the end of my qualification or as the end of my studies. I'm pursuing my BCom from via distance learning from Delhi University.
Good.
And also I am planning to do MSc from University of London, which we have after ACCA.
Yeah.
And also I am a CFA parent because, as I told you, I have a love for derivatives. So I I want to pursue my career in finance. And I won't stop here. I think this is a stepping stone. This is a stepping stone in the corporate world, and I will carry it forward. I will add value to my profile by completing many more qualifications. And side by side, I'll carry my teaching job and, or
So
you can say
basically, you
startup,
want to be an
teaching
all-rounder,
startup. Yeah, yeah. I
right?
have experience of multitasking. That's not an issue.
Yeah, yeah. Millennials are supposed to be very good at multitasking, right?
Right. So you are an inspiration for that.
Seriously,
We
no.
look up to you.
Thank you for that. And any other guidelines or any other generic suggestions, strategies that you want to suggest to the viewers?
Yeah, I mean, just that one only, that keep your concepts clear, practice a lot, complete at least two mocks before the exam, and don't hype it, because what happens is I see people giving three exams altogether and then failing all the three exams. It's not about the quantity of the exams, it's about the quality. So if you're not able to do, everybody has a different, capability thing, so level, and so you have to take it according to your absorption power, how much you can absorb in a span of 3 months.
Yeah,
So if you are not able to give two exams, also give one exam, take it easy, just focus on the quality rather than the quantity. That's what my advice is to the students. But this time we have a golden opportunity because the June exams are not happening, so now you can opt for 2 or 3 exams together
yeah,
for the September session.
definitely. So they can opt for even three papers if they are
Yeah, of
confident
course.
enough.
Yeah, so the maximum limit is 4, so you can
Yeah,
opt for 4.
amazing, amazing. And
Yeah.
any examination strategy like 180 minutes, 100 marks exam, 1.8 marks per minute, sorry,
Yeah,
minute per
yeah.
mark.
1.8 mark per minute, that is the like Bible, that is like the key strategy. Because if you are very good with your concepts and your writing speed is not good, so what happens is that you take a lot of concept clarity, you take a lot of practice, but then what happens is you're not able to write in the exam. There is a type of exam pressure when you are appearing in an international professional courses exam. There is a pressure. So if you need to cope up with that pressure, you need to practice the exam in the examination conditions. So that is something which is necessary before you sit in any exam, especially in such a high risk exam that where you can fail even at 49. So you can't take a risk without practicing or without giving a mock before the exam. You can't take that risk.
Exactly. So you suggest that every student should be giving mock examinations before they walk into the real exam hall.
Yeah, and follow the strategy of 1.8 mark per minute, and calculate your time each question, and classify it that if you have completed this particular question on time, or there was the exceeding limit, or there was an exceed of say 5 minutes, then in the next mock exam sitting, try to reduce that exceeded time.
Yeah. So do a gap analysis and variance analysis and rectify all your negative variances
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
in our terminologies.
Yes, exactly.
Right. Amazing. So you are aspiring your CFA as well.
Yeah, I am working on it right now. I'm exploring that what all things are required. So there is some exemption because I have not done my graduation yet. So CFA
Okay.
could be done after the graduation only. But
True.
there is an exemption that if you've done your ACCA, then you can
Through
enter
the
into
professional route,
CFA.
you can enter into a CFA.
Yeah, yeah. So without a graduation, I can enter. So I'm working on that right
Good,
now.
good, good, good.
Yeah.
Amazing. So you are a true inspiration to all the pursuing ACCA candidates out there. Like at an
Thank
age
you
of
so much, sir.
16, starting your papers and giving multiple papers every quarter, clearing every paper in your first attempt, and coming out with flying colors at an age of 18, and being a global chartered at an age of 18. That's an amazing, amazing achievement.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You made me feel it's like an achievement. Like in this state of lockdown, I can't even, enjoy that achievement.
True, true. And so then I guess I have answer. I mean, I got answers for all my questions. I even had a list of questions that some of my students wanted me to ask you specially.
Okay, so have you cleared all those
Yeah, yeah,
doubts?
I'm done with all the questions. And do you have anything else to share with the viewers before we wind up the session?
No, I would just wish you a lot of luck and best wishes from my side. I pray to God that all of you do pass your exams and you get that strategy and skill, and just keep on working. And even if are not able to pass, there are all are not the achievers, right? I need to address those people also who are not able to pass. So it's okay. Take a step back and look what you have done wrong, because acceptance is the key. If you accept your mistakes, that's the only time when you're able to get forward with that. So if you have done a mistake, you didn't attempt the mock, then step back and realize that mistake and correct it for the next attempt. So I wish you luck, lots of luck to all of you. And if you have any queries regarding this course or you need any help, you can ask sir and me. I'm always there. You can share my details, sir. So we are there to help you, and it was nice to address your question. Thank you so much.
Amazing, amazing. Just I'd like to add a small point to what you have just said. That owning your mistakes is the first step to rectifying your mistake, right? Uh,
Exactly.
so usually what happens is when a student comes to me, they say me that, sir, I scored 48, I scored 49, I was so close to passing, just I failed by 1 mark or 2 marks. I'd
No,
stop them
no.
there.
Yeah.
I'd actually stop them
You
there. I'll tell them that, when you scored 48, you didn't fail by just 2 marks, you missed 52 marks.
exactly. That was what I was about to say.
Yeah,
What we do in ACCA is we aim for a 50. That is the totally wrong approach. Aim for 100, and that's when you will land to 70 or 60.
exactly. Amazing.
Yeah.
Right. So it's a great pleasure having a conversation with you, Tashwita. And
Thank you, sir.
wishing you all the best with all your future endeavors. Like I'm waiting to actually look forward to you in the teaching profession and meet you in the market.
Sure, sure. You are our senior. You are our inspiration. I'll take
Thank you.
guidance from you regarding the lectures and
Definitely,
everything.
definitely. Any day, any given
Yeah.
day, I'll be more than willing to, encourage young talent, because we started at an young age. I myself started teaching career when I was 21, and I'm very proud
Oh,
of that. And when I see that, someone younger than me, like 18 years teaching career, that's amazing. You push the
yeah.
boundaries a bit more, and you try to prove a point that okay, you have achieved something, we are going to achieve better than you. The records
Yeah,
are meant
there
to
are
be
like
broken.
exactly. You must have experienced this that people don't trust you. Like you're 18, how can you teach? So there is something, trust issues. Like if the institute have made us qualified at a young age, that means we have done something, we have knowledge. So we aren't qualified like that only. So
Age is just a number. Knowledge and
yeah, exactly.
information matters, right?
Exactly. Age is just a number, and that's the concept of my life on which I work. And I don't, shelter myself from not learning anymore. That okay, I'm done with ACCA now. Stop it. No, I'm learning, but side by side, I want to share my knowledge also.
Amazing. Excellent, Tashwita. I wish you all the best with all your endeavors.
Thank you so much.
It
Thank you
was
so
pleasure
much.
talking to you, Ma.
Same here. Same here. Thanks for having me.
Bye bye.
Bye bye. Bye bye.